Pulled the door out, made Harrison pretty sad. He says that's his favorite door, and won't stop talking about it. But you can see, that's all I wanted. It's a little tiny bit further back, but it puts the headrest right in the middle of the wall. So now I won't be so scrunched up and angry when I drive it. But I did like having that handle on the wall, and I noticed if I pull the trim away, I can put it right about there on the B pillar. That should be fine. It's out of the way of the brackets. It's in a good spot to grab for even short people. So maybe like, yeah, something like there. And I got a rib nut tool that I'm going to mess with, so we'll do that. It needs a 7/16 bit for an M8 insert. So I'll do the first one and then line up the second one because we want to make sure these are nice and centered. It's not like we're just riveting it. We want to make it line up so it's nice and flat. Okay, so these go together. There's two pieces in the manual, and this one goes in short side first. See the hex? You got to pull this guy down with your finger, and then you just thread this in. There's a little bit of adjustability to this at the bottom. That should snap in over the hex part. And that retains it, and then this can go on. Well, the adjustment on the bottom is to make sure you have full thread engagement on your nuts. Okay, yeah, I'm dummy. This is for getting the thing out right after you set it, and here is where you can adjust the collar. And you basically just want to make sure that there's 100% thread engagement on the rib nut, which right now there is, but the handle's super wide, right? It might be hard to push it into place. So you could push this out further so the handles come in more, all that kind of good stuff. But we got a hole. Let's ride it. Tight. So it's tight because that's not a 7/16 drill bit. It's a let's see, maybe 7/7/24. What size is this? 27/64, which is, if I had a 28/64, so that'd be 14/32. So it's a 64th too small. And since this isn't like super structural, let's give it a little extra till it settles in. Yeah, I looked all over my garage. I don't have any 7/16s. There we go. So that goes in. And we're gonna get good leverage. I don't know how it should feel, but it feels really tight. And it warns you with the smaller ones that you can snap the mandrel, right? Because it's so strong. So I think once it doesn't move, good to go. Where'd the handle go? I just had it. Oh, there it is. Might have to get shorter bolts. Now let's just put in space. And I can just use that to guide the top one in to where it's supposed to be. Nice, more to the top. I'm using the door frame to kind of try to make sure it's parallel to everything else. It looks good. Alright, let's see how this goes. That feels great. I bet using an impact on a rib nut is like the dumbest thing you can do. I should probably put them all in by hand. But yeah, now I'm trying to shoehorn my floor in here, the carpet on it. So I marked with tape where those legs are. And this one won't interfere because of the cut up from where I had the heater. In the back, they're actually symmetrical. Up here, they're not. So I'll pull this back out in the driveway, cut some recesses, and it should just like pop in. If this is all cut nice, it should just kind of slip into place. There's a couple things in the way. Look at that guy. In the back. Ta-da! Floor. So, let's see. Yep. It's nice and tight. And then we'll put our rails in. I'll get the front one ready first. Actually, that really doesn't move much at all, so hopefully that's correct. Oh, does it go over? It goes over the front one, doesn't it? Poop. Alright, well, I'll figure something out for that. Maybe that one can shimmy in sideways. I don't know. I'll get it over here, but they do overlap. Worst case, I just have to peel it up some, right? Just pick it up a little. Slider under should be fine. But that'll make sure everything lines up nice. Maybe I'll measure. You only have to cut out 1, 2.
I'd like to see this.
What are you gonna do? Wow, that's some good core strength, Harrison. You've been doing CrossFit. No, I'm not gonna make it smaller. But what do you want to bet on that it doesn't fit? Because I think it's gonna fit. How about? So okay. So how about if it doesn't fit, you get to watch an hour of TV.
Okay.
But if it does fit, you don't get to watch TV till tomorrow. You gonna take that bet? You're taking that bet? All right, tell you what, I'll sweeten it up a little bit. You can still watch 1 hour after you eat dinner.
Okay.
Okay, but if it fits, you can't watch TV till dinner. Deal?
Yeah.
Shake on it. Good. All right.
Now you can tell me if it doesn't fit.
Oh, well, you'll know. You're watching with me. Uh-oh, Harrison, it's gonna fit. So,
Too big.
no, it's not. Watch your face.
It's just stuck bad.
It's not stuck yet.
I think it's not fitting. Does it fit?
I don't know. We're almost still moving it.
Maybe we'll get stuck because it's too long. Maybe we'll get stuck behind the chairs.
A little bit.
It's stuck in this corner. I think he doesn't want to go in all the way.
Yeah, it's pretty tight, that's for sure.
I think this guy doesn't want to go in all the way. I think he just wants to stay like that.
You what?
I think he wants to stay like that.
Yeah, it does want to kind of stay, but huh? Oh, Harrison, it's about to fit. You see that? What do you think? Is it starting to fit? You think I'm gonna win? Uh-oh, spaghetti. Dad wins. It fits. You can't watch TV till dinner time. Uh-oh. Hey, Harrison, think about all the times I'm right. Never bet against Dad.
after dinner and then have an ice cream sandwich.
You can have ice cream after dinner, yeah. So,
Mommy said I can't.
when did she say that?
I don't know.
Yesterday?
No. She said today.
Did you already eat all the ice cream?
No.
Okay. I don't know why she'd say that. Alright. Well, here's some we gotta put rails and stuff in now. Oh, problem number one. This side, this horizontal rail gets in the way of a 3-seater. Not that I really want to keep the 3-seater in here, but I do like using it to line these rails up for the option in the future. And if I can't push this all the way over, you know, it doesn't line up. So it's got to come out before I can put the seats in and put these in. And yeah, looking at it with the shelves down, I wouldn't be able to go any further back really anyway with these. So you'd end up here, it's like, then where's the 2-seater even go? It doesn't go anywhere. So what I might end up doing is pulling this a little further forward and leaving the 3-seat in, and then maybe the 2-seat can go behind. I don't know, but I don't have anywhere to store this really. I'm really tight on space right now, so it kind of has to go in the van for a little while. Started unbolting this bottom one and came to realization first that there's 4 bolts, 1/2 inch, not 13, close enough, right? That hold it through this, but then it's riveted with this bracket, and this bracket goes behind. But then I noticed that the aluminum itself goes behind. So these extrusions actually slide in from the top. So they must mount these to the floor. They slide this rail down to where it's supposed to be, and then that cap goes on, which is also riveted in place. So the only way this is coming off with me leaving the ribs intact, because I don't want to have to re-rivet that, is to get my sawzall out and cut each section, right? And even then I won't be able to slide this off the top. I'll have to figure out a way to kind of hack it out. Ugh, like I'm gonna have to think about this a minute. Well, 24%, so I got 9% battery until that thing tries to go back to the station, and twice it's just gone close and then gave up, and I want to watch it in person. But to put it here, so I really should just get rid of this 3-seater. I don't know why I'm hanging on to it. It just needs to go because it takes up a ton of room and I never really use it. But with it there, it's at least out of the way while I think about it, because I don't know if I'll end up keeping. I want to keep the shelves. I have to, right? And then keep the shelves, get rid of this thing, but in the meantime it's here so I can get through. And then a 2-seater, because I don't want to store it outside. Maybe I'll either put it this way or this way. I'll try both and see which one I like best. Well, it's not working great. So if I turn this around backwards, it's offset and you can't get through, really, unless you like crawl through. If I go this way, it hits this corner because I haven't pulled this off yet. So I could opt to try to remove this from the rib, and I could sit them this way. I think, actually, that's kind of what I want to do. But that involves pulling this whole section off too. I'll just be left with that little one back there. I wonder if I can cut the other shelf and make a mini shelf. Oh, that makes me think about cutting these in half. Is that a thing? Okay. One. I wonder if I cut them here and then have shelves on both sides in the back, but then this is going to be skinny and crammed and I won't be able to jam my bike and stuff in. I think the real answer is to get rid of the 3-seater. Right, just get that thing out of here. But short term, maybe if I bring this back here and just strap it to the wall, then it can be a spot for me to like change my clothes, stuff like that. But then it's going to stick out and be in the way and a pain in my butt. I think I got to remove that. I guess I could practice on the one up front, see how it feels like. I keep taking mower footage in between van footage. It's going to be a nightmare to go through all these clips. I guess it won't be that bad, but ended up, turning it sideways. So I got that rail out. What I found the best to do was, if I came in vertical with the sawzall, I could cut through these supports and then just enough to make this inner tab fall out. And then the whole thing, after I took the bolts out, just came out. So I get to keep all those ribs, and I got to put this seat sideways. So there's ample sitting space for anybody that actually wants to be an unfortunate passenger in this thing. And I don't have any trouble, even with my beer gut, fitting through here to like get the tools and stuff. And the 8-foot mark for boards is like here. so I can still put a piece of plywood flat and it won't hit this seat rail. Happy about that. And like I said, I still have these support ribs. I still have this upper one in. I think it probably gives it quite a bit of strength. Might get rid of this thingy. I don't know. So I don't know if I'll keep this or not short term for sure because it's work and I don't want to do it. But here I have like a sit and think spot somewhere I can chill and not be seen if my pants are off. Well, if those doors are shut. So like if I'm biking, right, and I need to change beforehand, I can do it back here pretty easy. Yeah, so really, next steps, I need to, well, cut those lights out because hitting my head on that sucked. When it was sticking down and that part got me. It was bleeding all over the place. But I need to get up on the roof because I can see some rust there. So it looks like somebody maybe hit a tree branch. There's probably a big scrape and rust up top. And I think once in a while that drips water because I found water pooled in a spot. So I want to get up there, wire wheel stuff, 415 it, get it all said and done. And then I bought more of that RV tape to put over the seams as well so that they don't leak. And then same thing inside. Before I put foam, awesome purple foam over that, I'd like to wire wheel it and seal it, make sure I don't end up with rusty foam. But yeah, I did this rib because it fits it really nice. The other ones are kind of wider. Some of them are, so I'll see if I have enough left over to like fill in gaps, but I think it's gonna look pretty good.